Todd, get away from me. Use up. Todd, that's how fast you're right here. You didn't see it. Oh.
I got something in my eye. Ah, my eye.
Todd, give me my impulses. Todd, give me my impulses. I swear to you. I swear to you.
Oh, best mates, best mates. What happened to that?
Todd, give me my impulses. Todd,
Oh
you
my.
only gave me one. I swear to you. Todd, you're not keeping two. Give me two. Todd. Todd, you owe me impulses.
All right. I'm starting to get the hang. I'm starting to hang.
Todd, give me my impulses. I swear to you, we're gonna get sniped. Todd, take off that fucking dance. Are you kidding me?
Todd, take off that dance. Are you kidding me? Todd?
Sprinkle it on my legs, Todd. Todd, look, I'm gonna do a jump. I'm gonna do a flip off a handstand. Watch me. Watch. Keep watching.
Alright, that's cool. That's cool.
Todd,
Wow, my sensitivity is not fast enough.
Todd, I heard the clap. Todd turns. Todd, I'm gonna do another flip.
I still don't have the hang of this.
Somebody tried to hit me. I did the flip and somebody tried to snipe me. I have no idea what this shot at.
Bro, I'm failing pretty hard.
Todd,
Bro.
give me my impulses.
Bro, this is so hard. I don't understand why this has to be so hard.
Todd, get hit off. Todd, get the hell out of here. Todd, I'm gonna hit. Todd, I swear to you.
Come on, guys. Let's all just be nice and friends and friendly and
Oh my
hate
god.
each other.
Todd,
Yes, of course.
two, three.
Todd.
Hit you off. Todd, get the hell out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Todd, get the hell out of here. Todd, get the hell out of here. Todd, you hit me. Todd, it's fun to push you off.
Todd, this
Todd,
is actually pretty hard, dude.
Todd, get the hell out of here. Todd, look at the build. Oh my god.
There we go.
Build.
There we go.
You used to go just straight up until you build stairs. Todd, literally the only thing you knew how to build was a fort. That's why I used to get on you for it. But, Todd on the hills. Todd, I'm out. Todd, the build.
Todd, this is like the hardest thing ever. Like, for real.
Todd, they're angry. Todd, literally, they're coming.
Why is that too? Oh.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, I do have to change that. Oh my god, this is impossible. I quit. I officially retired.
Are you kidding me? You're kidding me?
I'm back on controller. I had to retire. GG.
I get Todd.
It's not hot. It's impossible.
I see him. They're a brick. It's a
It's
John Wick.
impossible. I'm back on controller.
He's
Yeah.
behind the umbrella. I hear him. Todd. It's a. Can't even build. him. He built up. Todd, they're over there fighting. Todd, I'm rushing. Todd on me. It's a right bomber on me. If I get shot, I'm dead. Todd, I hit him. I got him. Todd, he's trying to build. Todd, I got him.
I'm gonna watch YouTube tutorials.
Todd, he had a blue pump on me.
I got.
Thought I killed him. Thought, are you kidding me? Thought they got an egg launcher. Thought I got a blue tech. No, blue pump. Thought I see them all down there. What are they doing? Down
Dude,
one?
I think that's when I started playing Fortnite.
Thought I down one. Thought, what the hell are they all doing? Thought I'm pushing. Thought push. It's a dude by the tree just sitting there. He's an idiot. I downed him. Are you kidding me? Got you. I got you. Oh, we are? Oh, we're playing squad? What? We're playing squad? I thought we were playing duos. Todd, you can get one. Todd, it's an egg launcher. Todd, me. I got 2 versions. I'm holding egg launcher. Todd, it's minis and a fashion. Todd, I got Syrian. Todd, it's a 2v3. Todd, I got 846. Todd, I heard you get hit. Todd, I heard a collapse. Todd, I need all your rockets. Todd, look at him. Todd, I got 1K? What the hell is this? Todd, it was a rogue agent with a nano backpack. Oh my god! Todd! Oh my god! They're spamming! Todd, I'm about to get spammed. Todd, it's too late, it's too late, it's too late. Kidding me, Todd? I swear to god they are. Todd, they spamming me? Todd, I'm fucking gone. It's 2 people. The egg launcher. I down one. I down one. Wait. Hold on. I got him. It's one dude. He's stupid. Todd, he's a tryhard. Todd, I got him. I see him.
Todd, I stopped playing keyboard. Look, I got heck of viewers now, and I'm not even playing keyboard anymore.
Hey, what's up, active subscriber here?
What's up, active subscriber? You guys missed it. I was trying to play keyboard, and I got wrecked. Like, it was bad. It was just a terrible thing.
Let's go, baby.
I gotta
Me
get
too.
used to it. So
Thought he was a tryhard. I don't know why he didn't keep building. Thought his teammate was probably screaming in his ear behind me. Todd, he was wet. Todd, I ain't gonna lie. I did not know he had no more shields. I would have never shot him. thought I hit him. Thought I took his shield and I hurt it. I hit him like 3 times, I swear. I think I hit him the first time for 100. I don't even remember. Hold on.
Well, loot's more important than chasing this guy for the rest of my life. Now I will chase him and I will kill him. Are you serious, bro? Come on. Bro, I can't run? This game? This game won't let me run. Stupid idiot. Oh, Todd. Ah, bro. Oh, DeMarco? I don't know. He always leaves. Look, they must have died in, Rage. I hate this controller sometimes. It's really hard to run. I gotta go up there. Crap. I hate this controller sometimes. Let's get it. I don't care about that. I want to get my things done. Oh. Oh. Bruh. My eye is really hurting, dude. It's crazy. So that must be the end of them? I only killed 3 people. I can't find anybody else. I don't know what's going on. DeMarco, what happened? Why you... Oh, is he better?
Friday Cougar, give him a night.
Oh, I had to get out of there?
Are you fucking kidding me, Todd? Todd, the Jungle Scout is 800. Todd, life is coming along fine. Mike's gonna give me my 20. I'm gonna get $25 V-Bucks, and then I'm gonna get the black tank top girl skin if it comes out today. Todd, but with backpacks, it looks wet. I'm telling you, if somebody put the wings on it and it was raw, Search chest and moist environment.
What? What? But I cannot run. I'm starting to hate this. Toddy, I got 3 viewers. Woohoo. I got to
I
step it
hate
up.
this. Step it up. March is over. Now it's time for the Easter.
I feel like there would be.
It's already getting played out. It's gonna end up being the Dark Knight. I swear to God, that John Wick was so trash and tilted. He was literally stupid.
Man.
Man.
I cannot move, bro.
Left the game.
Let's get it.
Probably got 2 hours? Are you kidding me?
I am in a solo. 15 people left.
Todd, the season ends in 32 days. Todd, that's a month and a day. Todd, the new season ends after April.
Dude, I get my driver's license
Todd, the
in.
summer season. I'm not ready for the season to end.
Why? I'm ready. This season was kind of trash with the battle pass, I won't even lie.
It really was.
But then they dropped some, like, some good skin.
Todd, we might as well. Todd, here and there, you see a try-hard John Wick. Todd, it was a try-hard ass John Wick on me earlier. He tried to outbuild me, and I had metal. And I outbuilt him, and he jump headed. He got scared and ran, and then he spammed me and killed me in midair because I was at 40 HP.
Oh yeah, I jump at it.
I got no viewers at all.
Todd, I have 3 viewers. Dreaming? You go ahead, DeMarco, but don't dream while we play Fortnite.
Todd, I can't get a single viewer. What the hell is wrong with the internet? Todd, I got Todd, the Easter Reaper. Todd, I got the promo image out for it.
Oh.
I've never got a homing missile. He rocket rode himself. Myth is a god. But he died. And then you press the PS button, the options. I didn't even hear blood. Are you at it? He killed him. But the homing missile is raw. They could literally control the missile and take people anywhere they want. I haven't got it yet. How do you get it?
You find it in a chest? What? I got finesse. I'm dead. I'm hella dead.
Hold on, I'm gonna go.
DeMarco?
I'll be back.
That's hella funny. DeMarco, there's 9 people left with only 2 circles to go. No, DeMarco, I have to give myself some time. Oh! DeMarco. Oh, it's over? GG? Oh, it's over? I died? Oh, fall damage? I'm kinda mad. That was really frustrating. Pink Panda? Why? Is it played out? I don't know. Oh yeah, huh? Alright, invite me. Well, I'm playing with a bunch of John Wicks. And I'm buffer and taller than all of them. Woohoo. On my screen, I am definitely taller than you. More like the skinniest person in the game. Ready up? DeMarco? He doesn't look very white to me, I'm sorry. Why, DeMarco? I had it before everyone. Can't hate me. At one point in time, I had 3 viewers. And then they all left because I'm not playing. Amanda, those are disgusting. Only Toddy likes those. Disgusting. Yes, I did. And I say I hate him because Toddy likes him. And I can't ever like the same stuff as Toddy because it irritates me. I'm really rocking the keyboard and mouse. I'm finna look up. Well, take your time, Toddy, because I'm looking stuff up now. I'm doing research. DeMarco, you're gonna ask Todd to join back because you're gonna rage? Alright, dude. Space. Wall break. It's alright. You call him, he's your best mate, remember? Oh my god. A real Cisco nigga. W S W A is left, D is right. Left alt is cursor mode. Allows you to change for game actions. Space bar to jump. Left mouse to fire. Right mouse to aim or to reload. E to pick up stuff. T to plant traps. G to edit. F to repair. Rotate building. I'm gonna change that to C, cause why not? Never mind. Crouch is left control, so push Y to toggle, L to toggle pickaxe. Alright. Alright, let's see here. Myth has all his keys on some weird stuff. I don't understand why, but okay. But slot 1, Q. Oh, 1. So then that one's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so his building is Z, X. Toggle inventory. Tab. Okay. .03 for my mouse sensitivity? Okay. Mouse ADS is on 70. And then everything else is 60. $42. Oh my god, Toddy, I'm ready now. Now I'm calling him DeMarco, shut up. So let me take off turbo building, cause who needs that? Cause I got this little keyboard and mouse. Thank you, Mr. Myth, and oh, the new Easter skins? Hollow Point.
Is not at all what I was expecting. Not even close. It's weird. In 2018, gamers have almost been gated into a state of constant trust when it comes to AAA games and publishers. quality and the increase in predatory behavior across the board within the AAA space over the past 2 or 3 years. Gone are the days where you bought a game in the state it would be in forever. Gone are the days where what was on the disc was all there was. Where gaming was a medium of discovery instead of cynicism. Far Cry 5 released in a gaming climate that put the game at the bottom of a mountain staring up. It released to a population of gamers so ready to find something that would sink this experience that it was almost a sure bet that this reality would come to pass. And then Far Cry 5 made its way into press hands, into YouTubers' hands, and onto the televisions of gamers everywhere. And it would quickly become obvious that this was not, in so many ways, the Far Cry we expected, and in so many others, was. Today we examine a game that manages to subvert expectations while simultaneously being spring's comfort food release. Today we examine Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5 is one of 2018's most anticipated releases. It's also one of its most familiar. We've gotten Far Cry game after Far Cry game in the past few years, including the spin-off Primal. But today it's time to look at Far Cry 5 in the context of this singular release. What does Far Cry 5 do great? What does it do poorly? And what does it do to very mixed results? But to get started, let's take a look at somewhere where it's quite mixed. Far Cry has struggled mightily over the past 3 entries with the same issues that Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs have struggled with throughout the last 2 console generations. Uninteresting content outside of the main campaign content. Open world games live or die by their side content, live or die by what's available to players in these giant worlds. Far Cry 5 fixes this problem in a lot of ways while settling into some of the issues in others. Starting with the bad, Far Cry 5 still offers up some boring and tedious activities. Hunting in particular has begun to wear thin, but smartly, the game's economy doesn't force you to hunt this time around, allowing you to engage only with what you want on that end. There are side missions that are bafflingly annoying that are essentially part of the main game that operate on the tail end of repetitive outpost liberations that task you with killing a lieutenant who, by the way, will take you and place you in his custody at a moment's notice whether you like it or not, completely halting your agency in what you want to be doing in this world. In juxtaposition to these issues, there are far more interesting side missions than poor ones. Side characters are crazy, often memorable and unique, and so are the operations they task you with. One moment you might be attempting to get cows to mate to one of R&B's most famous songs, and another mission called Patriot Acts has you searching for an explicit tape that has connections to our real-world social climate. Whether you're working for a Dr. Frankenstein-style mad scientist or helping out a farmer, Far Cry 5 does manage to make you look forward to some of these side missions. It gives players an obvious incentive to explore, to go off the beaten path, and to engage with characters that might not have a place in the main narrative. This is a lot for a game that can be about a 40 to 50 hour experience for the leisurely, and breaking up gameplay and continuing to proffer new ideas that keep the core gameplay experience interesting and engaging throughout that relatively lengthy journey. Far Cry 5 has a lot of content, and for the first time in the series' modern history, a good portion of that content feels like worthy additions to the game as opposed to playtime stuffers. This leads us right into the second and most noticeable aspect of Far Cry 5, that it, for the most part, nails.
Radishin. How are you doing? I don't know. Oh my gosh.
I spent a good portion of my life in places that people love to visit. New York City, LA, and never once did I ever consider visiting a state like Montana while living in these locations. In turn, if you were to ask me which American locale I would have liked to see a game in this series set in, Montana would have been pretty damn far down on that list. Look, Far Cry 5's core gameplay is essentially the same as it has been for the past 3 releases. And that's great for the most part, because in this case, if it ain't broke, don't fix it is an idiom that should and does apply. Far Cry 5's gunplay is as tight as ever, its movement just as smooth, and its AI fine enough. But the real star of the show here is twofold. It's Hope County, Montana, and it's the sound you hear within it. While it may not have the allure of the previous 2 main entries' tropical and mountainous locales, this is possibly the series' most interesting location. The atmosphere on hand here is superbly crafted. Hope Springs is all at once familiar and foreign, terrifying and comforting. It starts with a soundtrack, which might be the best soundtrack in a game that I have personally had the pleasure of listening to in years. It suits the environment so well. It's haunting while familiar. It is everything that Far Cry 5 represents. It is perfect. And what you exist in while listening is a beautiful batch of farmlands, wooded areas, and small town locales that ooze with the influences of the Church of the Sea. Whether they're engaging in tri-bis or you're seeing their paraphernalia spread across the world in the form of monuments, Far Cry 5 manages to turn its beautiful locale into the setting of what feels like a horror movie. It feels as though you're trapped in a utopia gone wrong, a feeling of terror as you exist in an environment completely swallowed by insanity, and hostility never lets up. Sure, wildlife is an ever-present danger as always, and your enemies do their best to keep you on your toes, but it's Montana that keeps things interesting. It took me about 15 hours to come around on this locale, to understand the terror of this small county, to let its small-town, church-driven Americana sink into my skin. But once I did, I never wanted to leave. It helps that there are no more tower climbs for map discovery. A pun made early on in the game makes this very clear. Instead, defogging the map is more organic and comes through exploration, chatting with NPCs, and natural player discovery. Chatting up the bartender in the local bar could lead you to a new side quest or defog the map for a new activity. Polk County is worth exploring for progression and player enjoyment alone. But Far Cry 5's more passive elements aren't all roses and gold standards.
Hey, come on, man. I gotta get to work. And so do they, sir. Hurry it up. Just a second. Now get in line, you.
Polarizing does not even begin to explain the biggest draw of Far Cry 5, its story, its setting, and its characters. In my examination of the Far Cry series as a whole, it was noted that Far Cry was a series built on the back of its villains, with these nefarious characters being the biggest draw of the series. Far Cry 5 is no different. As always, no spoilers here. The opening moments of the game are as bombastic, electric, and powerful as always, placing you in the body of the man tasked with arresting one of the most interesting aspects of the game, its main villain, Joseph Seed. Seed is a neurotic psychopath who is not only intimidating, but also incredibly creepy and unsettling, very much in the same ways Voss and Pagan Min were. But from there, things get a bit muddled. There seems to be an attempt at social and political commentary here that falls flat almost throughout the entirety of the game. The Seed clan's motivations are confusing at best. This is a cult who believes that the apocalypse is upon us, and in turn, this acts as motivation for essentially killing every human being they can find that isn't a member of their creepy club. Seriously, these characters simply run around shooting people for no apparent reason throughout the entirety of the game. This is at once both terrifying and strange. Then there are the aforementioned seed captures, which were touched on early, which will be touched on again later. These moments of the game see you captured in the middle of your gameplay over and over again by the seed, talked to for a little bit by one of their leaders, and then escape or let go over and over again. It's an incredibly distracting way to get exposition across the player and breaks up the story far too much. However, the story that is there, and its villains, are pretty damn good once you get past these grievances. In fact, thanks to the more relatable small-town setting, it's one of the scariest and most intriguing tales the games have offered up to players, even if its attempt at social commentary often falls a bit flat and is a little baseless. Despite the story seeming as though it has something to say in its cursory links to modern social and political issues, it's really just a lot of posturing in that regard. There's not much more here than a pretty damn good Far Cry tale that probably won't stick with you once you've completed it. Although Joseph Seed probably will. The story that's there isn't perfect, but it's good, and when combined with its setting and soundtrack, some players may even find it to be truly special. I wasn't one of them, but I understand the objective appeal. And then there's something that does simply fit this game so well. Potential is always a mixed bag. Potential is a word that conjures up pressure, that leads to disappointment, but in the case of one facet of Far Cry 5, potential is the most exciting word to define a game in this series since inception. Far Cry Arcade is pure potential. Far Cry Arcade, in the hands of most gamers, is going to be strictly tourist experience, hopping on and off of the rides that have been created for you. This expanded map and level editor is essentially Mario Maker for Far Cry. And many players will use it only sparingly.
Yes.
Experience, money, items you earn in arcade will eventually carry over to the
I'm just getting a refund. Uh, DeMarco, where's your best mate?
Campaign and vice versa, and most players will hop in through user-created levels, maybe a PvP map, and hop out, treating it as nothing more than a momentary distraction. But a few weeks after launch, a few months after launch, Far Cry Arcade has the potential to be something truly special. Over 9,000 different assets from across Far Cry games and Assassin's Creed, with 1,500 new objects planned by Ubisoft in the future, and a level curator platform coming from the developers themselves, this could be the start of a potentially unique platform. Ubisoft is giving players everything they love about Far Cry and essentially said, do what you want with it. It will not only extend the life of this game, but it makes the package so much more complete. The one aspect of Far Cry that has never been lacking is in its most foundational gameplay mechanics. The shooting, the combat, the way the game feels in your hands. So to be able to translate
What?
that into a creation suite for gamers gives creative minds a template to do things we simply don't see coming from the developers themselves. Things that are wildly different, wholly unique, and would be out of place in a mainline campaign or DLC. While it may not be the most intuitive map editor, over time it's hard to imagine a sizable community not forming around this game mode, even if it's only for a short period of time after launch. But while Arcade may be a fun addition, again, Far Cry 5 is certainly not perfect. There are a few purported issues with Far Cry 5 that are, in all actuality, more non-issues. Yes, the story in its religious America slant is going to bother some people, but no story is for everyone. Yes, its moral gray is often a bit too muddy, but that issue is going to sway wildly from gamer to gamer. These are almost inconsequential in the context of the full game, but there are some genuine issues to be found as you play through the game that do matter. The first is the most obvious and often discussed, and that's a problem that seems like nearly every Ubisoft game has. Far Cry 5 does struggle to make some of its vast amount of side content meaningful, as mentioned earlier, with some of it getting repetitive fast. While the actual fleshed out semi-story side missions are interesting and manage to sustain their gameplay diversity throughout, the rest is hit or miss. Again, now that hunting is less integral to the experience, it does feel tedious to engage with at length, and new fishing mechanics can go the same way. The Clutch Nixon trials are fun bouts of flight and speed, but grow old a bit too fast, and even the NPC grind you have to commit to uncover and defog the map at times feels like it still stalls your gameplay progress a bit more than it should, even though for many like myself, this change is actually a positive in the grand scheme of things, but it can certainly have a negative effect on pacing. There's also the microtransaction issue that sees Ubisoft again dip into their well of post-launch content offerings to give gamers the option to purchase cosmetic items with real-world dollars that seems completely superfluous. In fact, it took me forever to really figure out why these microtransactions were even in the game at all. But the good news is, despite the glaring inclusion of these monetization offerings, none of the actual gameplay issues have enough of an impact on the game in totality to do much other than exist as minor annoyances that in some gamers' cases won't be too much of an annoyance at all. The game feels complete, it feels finished, and most importantly, it works. And that right there is crucial to this game's success. It works. It isn't riddled with bugs. It isn't broken in ways that make you wonder why it launched in its current state. It doesn't feel like it was undercooked or pushed out too soon, a problem far too many modern releases have. It has a technical hiccup here and there, specifically a lighting problem I ran into quite a few times, where it seemed like a lighting filter was being pushed way too far up and way too far down in very short time frames. These things are few and far between. Yes, the game is flawed, but every game is. This one just happens to be flawed, and also pretty damn good. Some things take time to perfect. Some things never reach their full potential. Far Cry 5 is at once one of those things and not one of those things. Far Cry 5 is the pinnacle of a series that has stretched across generations of hardware and over a decade of releases. It's been great, it's been mediocre, it's been broken, it's been insane, and now it's peaked. Far Cry 5 is the first Ubisoft game in recent memory that could without a doubt end up taking home some proverbial hardware when gaming's end of the year lists and awards start being doled out many months from now. The game is not perfect, it's not revolutionary, it's not going to change the medium, but it doesn't have to. It's great, flaws and all, and it's more than a good time and more than worth its $60 price tag for the escapism Montana provides alone. Montana is a far cry from being a place I would ever want to escape to, but somehow it managed to become one of the nastiest, brutal, and most beautiful places I've ever visited in a game. Whether it's hunting, fishing, flying, shooting, or just watching, Far Cry 5 is an experience that left very little time wasted. As fatigued as we have become on the open world genre on games like Far Cry, I am glad that this one exists. Give the game a chance. It just might be one of spring's best in 2018. Now it's your turn. What do you think of Far Cry 5? Where do you think this game lands on the spectrum of Far Cry games? Do you think it's the best Far Cry game, the worst, or is it somewhere in between? And do you think this is another step in Ubisoft kind of turning it all around to an extent in terms of their publishing arm? And maybe even more importantly, where do you think Far Cry 5 goes wrong, and what do you think it gets right with its story, gameplay, and its attempt at commentary? Let me know the answers and those questions down in the comments below. Let's have a real conversation. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you are not yet a member of this team, press subscribe. I put out gaming analysis, examination essays, just like this one, twice, sometimes 3 times a week, so hit subscribe so you do not miss any. I do have one thing I want to mention about Far Cry 5 real quick. After I tell you this, my Twitter handle is in the top pinned comment down below. Follow me there to get an idea of what games I'm playing, participate in polls so that I know what games you guys want to see talked about on the channel, and sometimes talk about things in our games, movies, art, whatever it is. So follow me on the Twitter handle down below. Now, I do really quickly want to say this about Far Cry 5, and I think this is really important. I cannot overstate just how great the soundtrack for this game really, really is. As someone that doesn't listen to country music, country-inspired music, and expected that out of this game, it's not at all what I got. It's incredibly fitting. It's haunting at times. It's also super. I don't know. It tugs on, I guess, the kind of American Midwest heartstrings, if that makes sense musically. It's really incredible. It's really hard to articulate how great that soundtrack is without hearing it in the context of the game. So yeah, I just really wanted to say that again. Incredible soundtrack. As always, thank you guys for the support. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for getting this channel where it is today. I cannot be more thankful that you guys are willing to participate in these conversations with me, have these conversations with me about games, even when you disagree. You have no idea how appreciated that is. And as always, if you did enjoy this video, I'm sorry. I put out more and more each and every week. Maybe you'll catch one of those.